All right, let's get on to the early games for Sunday. The Texans are visiting the Bears. They are 1-point favorites right now. This is a trash Bears team. It's a trash Bears team. It's a trash organization. I say that with 100% bias. Ryan Pace should probably be fired. Matt Nagy should probably be fired. Mitch Trubisky should be let go. They kind of got to blow the whole thing up and start over because it's going nowhere. And the play calling was terrible. When the Bears were up 30-20 against the Lions, I said to my kid, like, this is exactly where Matthew Stafford wants him. The Lions are going to win this game. My other fear was that Trubisky was going to play so well, the Bears decided, oh my God, he's as good as Patrick Mahomes and Deshaun Watson. Let's just re-sign him. So I'm taking the Texans here at -1.
Yeah, I think Bears fans be a little happier. At least you don't have Carson Wentz locked up for the next 4 years at like $30 million a year.
That is, by the way, another reason why the Eagles are the initial entrant into the Vomitorium Hall of Fame. That is gross.
Oh, it's awful. I mean, and especially the tweets going out right now, like Eagles fans were so bitter. Like the fact that we passed on DK Metcalf and Justin Jefferson and we have wide receivers that are just terrible. Like Alshon Jeffrey, he's been back for 4 games now. We're paying him $12 million a year this year. He has 3 catches and like 10 drops. Like it's just all falling apart. But yeah, to this game with the Bears, I'll take the Bears again. I know it's awful. I might be the last guy doing it, but home dog. How do you not take the Bears defense against the Texans? The Texans don't have anyone on defense. At least the Bears, we know they have some players on defense, so they'll be able to get stopped. So I'll just take the better defense. I'll take the Bears here.
I don't even know if we're going to put our picks in this week because we do have to choose a bye one of the next 2 weeks.
It's hard to say on Tuesday.
Yeah. Right, exactly. In a million years, I cannot take the Bears in this spot.
No. That's why you take the Bears, people. You heard that from a Bears fan. That's why you take the Bears this week.
Fade the emotion. Do not get wrapped up in the emotion.
Like we should have known. We should have known Josh Allen was going to have the game of his life. As soon as Matt Mitchell was just like, they haven't won on a Monday night in 22 years. It's like, damn it, why did I fall into that trap? I should have known. All the Bills fans are off of it. We should have known. We should have known. Josh Allen, man.
Matt Mitchell is the newest Action Network video star. He did a video about how much he hates Cliff Kingsbury after we did the podcast. And it got like 45,000 views. And then he was part of a video yesterday that Darren Ravel and he did for our PointsBet Fade Ravel partnership, in which they each had to eat dog food because the Cleveland Browns scored more than 24 points. And that video's got like 100,000 views already.
It was amazing. I mean, the fact that Darren, we love Darren, but he is so soft. He put like a little spoon in his mouth and immediately spat it out. Matt Mitchell went bare hand, put his hand into the can, scooped out the dog food, and literally put it on his tongue and ate it. So I think, Darren, you guys let him slide on that one. Matt Mitchell was the one that really took the punishment this week.
Yeah, Matt Mitchell took the punishment. He also just slacked me what bird milk means.
Are you in? Are you going to drink some?
That's not nice.
Yeah, get you jacked.
I don't know that it's going to get me jacked unless that is filled with like some kind of testosterone.
Oh, yeah. They got the good stuff in it. Don't you worry.
Jesus Christ. All right. Vikings are at the Bucks. Vikings are 6.5-point dogs here. This is a really interesting game.
We love Minnesota here, don't we?
So sneaky. What's that?
Don't we love Minnesota here?
We love Minnesota. That's what I mean.
Yeah. It's maybe it's going to bite us, but Minnesota's a dog playing in a competitive 1 p.m. game. We know the Buccaneers haven't been right since the D-line's had a couple injuries against the run. And just the way this scheme's out, Minnesota can beat you with a deep ball. Tampa Bay is one of the worst deep ball teams in the league. They get beat on big plays. So right there, we got a team that likes to run it and a team likes to take deep shots playing against a team that's their 2 weaknesses. So we'll take these big points with Minnesota. And as long as it doesn't go below 4.5, 4, I'm happy to take Minnesota in the competition.
So for the record, the line right now is 6.5, like I said. The bets are coming in on Minnesota. The money's coming in on the Bucks, 64%. So, Simon, you are going against your professional brethren right here.
Yeah, stepping into a trap with the public here, but it does feel like it's too high. And if this number was down a little bit, yeah, I'd be on the Buccaneers. But at this big of a number, I can't lay that many points with the Buccaneers.
I agree with you, by the way. Like I've loved this Vikings team all year. You did. You have too. We both got on them, I think, to win the Super Bowl.
Yeah, that's dead.
Yeah, that's dead. Well, you know what though? It's kind of not because they might make the playoffs. And if you look at the NFC, I think anyone who gets in has a shot. You know what I mean?
It's true.
Like the Saints aren't so dominant. The Packers
Right.
aren't so like it's not like you can't figure out the Packers.
Yeah, it's definitely different than last year where the 49ers and the Chiefs, especially this time of the year, we all kind of knew the writing was on the wall. These were the two best teams in football. Where all these teams have holes, even the Chiefs have holes. I mean, they play some of these teams they play against. You see how a little 3-and-out here, you keep Mahomes off the field, they can't get a rhythm. The Chiefs can be beaten. And the same with the NFC. Who feels great about the Green Bay? I know it'd be great if they got the 1 seed, but just in like that Eagles game, they're just one of these teams. They're not like great teams just shut teams down. They don't give them any type of will to come back into games. We've seen it time and time again with Green Bay. They like the Jaguars came back on them. They're just not a great team. They're a very good team, but they're not great. So I'm with you that the Vikings make it, anything can happen, especially the fact that they played Green Bay twice this year. You love when you're getting a dog in the playoffs that's played the same team twice. So
Yes.
I still believe in Minnesota. I'm with you.
All right. You see how you know what I did there?
You
The
flipped it.
roles reversed. I turned you back around. Titans. Titans are 7.5-point favorites on the road at the Jags. All the money, all the bets coming in on the Titans. Look, the Jags, for better or for worse, they've been covering. Like
Cover.
they have made it very uncomfortable for people the past couple of weeks. So having a hard time like truly understanding. I mean, I don't want to bet this game. I want to skip it, but I I don't know why the money's all coming in on the Titans right now.
I think they're just thinking that the Titans just got embarrassed and blown out at home. Now going on the road, playing a divisional game against a team they're far superior than. But like you just said, the Jags keep covering. And I tried to go against it last week with Minnesota, and it did not work. The Jags were in that game the entire time. And, yeah, things have bounced their way. They literally had an interception bounce out of the guy's hands into the end zone to their own guy for a touchdown. Like, the Jags are just running hot. So I can see why the public's coming on the Titans, but if it's 7.5, I have to take the Jaguars. And I'm not going to feel great about it, but I'll take them. But we'll definitely not have this in the competition.
Oh God, no. Oh goodness, no. Cowboys on the road, 3-point favorites against the Bengals. Bets and money coming in on the Bengals right now. I mean, obviously, we can't make a decision on this game until the Cowboys play tonight. But let's say the Cowboys come out of this and, you said you're betting the Cowboys. Let's say they show well against the Ravens. 3-point favorites on the road, just so people can get some kind of inkling of what you're thinking here.
I hate to do it because I hate the Cowboys, but this line should be 4.5. The Bengals, they got their cover. We talked about against the Giants. That was everything went right. They backdoored it. They got that number. How do you not take the Cowboys in the Andy Dalton revenge game too? He's coming back to Cincinnati. I just don't see how Cincy can score. I know Dallas has a bad defense, but man, that's interesting. You said the public's coming in on Cincy. I thought they would for sure come in on Dallas on the short number, but I'll take it. Usually I'll take a home dog here, but I'll take the -3 that's sitting at right now.
Yeah, I have to go back to my principles here, and if I've got a dog of more than 3 points against a team that's been inconsistent, there's just no way I'm doing it. And a coach who I don't think is very good, there's
Yeah,
no way I'm taking the Cowboys. Come on,
that's
look at
fair.
me, Simon. Look at me. You know I'm right. You know I'm
It
right.
feels like you're
Right.
wrong. It's the public play though. The public play Cincy. Doesn't that scare you?
I guess that's true. It's rare that the public play is also the home dog.
That's just because that's how bad Dallas is, though. That's why that's a fair bet.
All right, so you might be on the right side here.
Hopefully,
All right. Cardinals. Oh God. Cardinals 2.5-point favorites on the road against the Giants. And like Matt Mitchell hates Cliff Kingsbury. The Giants D looks amazing. Daniel Jones is going to be back. Is that accurate? Do we know?
I think we're starting to realize who even cares at this point, because if we're betting on the Giants, we're simply betting the defense. And I should have known better. I should have listened to people what they were saying, that Kyler wasn't right. He's still hurt. And once again in that game, he was awful. Was not running the ball. Couldn't make completions. I hate to take the Giants here because I know it's going to be such a public side, but we have to take them. The defense match up so well against the Cardinals, and I don't feel great about it. The fact that they just had this huge win up in Seattle. Now they're coming home playing against a team that just got blown out at home, but can't take the Cardinals. Until I find out what the deal is with Kyler, I can't put money on them again.
Well, I agree with you. Like, to me, the side you take here is the Giants, not the Cardinals in any way. And I know maybe that might be overreactive, and sort of we're going against the buy low, sell high principles here, but I'm still getting a home team with a really good defense. And they've been a good defense all year, getting the points. Like that's sort of, if we're talking about our principles, that to me outweighs a buy low, sell high.
Yep.
Same page, thinking like a wise guy. Broncos on the road at the Panthers, 3.5-point underdogs against Teddy covers.
I gotta take the Broncos, but I hate it. But
dude, we are so gonna put in a fucking bye this week. We don't like any single game. Every game is like, ugh.
I know, because it's one of those I already can see what's gonna happen, but Panthers, I don't know. I like them better as a dog, and I would like it better if they were at 2.5 or 3. The fact that it's 3.5, I know the books are trying to suck me in here and get me to take the Broncos, and it's going to work. It's just I can see this being a field goal game. Both these teams have glaring weaknesses and big strengths, but the Panthers, I don't know. This team, they're very inconsistent. Like we saw in the Vikings game, they had 2 defensive touchdowns, and they still let the Vikings come back and win that game. So I know they're coming off a bye week, and the Broncos just had the game of the year against the Chiefs, but I have to take the Broncos. That's a big number for a Carolina team that's just not that good.
Here's what you basically just said. You like the Panthers more if I think you said the game was on the road and they were 2.5-point underdogs. That's basically what you said. So you'd essentially like it if the line were 5.5 points different.
No, I would like it better if they're like only 2.5 favorite or 3. I'd feel more comfortable taking them. But the fact that the hook's there, I know they're sucking me in with the hook, but it just feels like the Broncos are going to be the safer side.
That's an interesting choice. Like most people, and you're right, like this is a very public side right now. Most people would be like, give me the team off the bye with a quarterback who always covers against a team that we just want to sell high.
Yeah, we all know the Broncos are just absolutely terrible, and Drew Lock isn't good, but it's –
Well, what's interesting, though? I thought the stats that they had on Sunday night for Drew Lock about the amount that he throws downfield, he's not accurate and he makes bad decisions, but he also is being put in a position where he's throwing the ball so much further than anybody else. Like, I do think that obviously has an impact, and maybe if he gets a better offensive coordinator, maybe if they get better strategy, then next year he improves a little bit because he's not being forced to throw the ball so far downfield.
He's not. He's just dumb. He has checkdowns. He doesn't hit the checkdowns. Like, I watched plenty of film on the Broncos. There's so many times he has Philip Lindsay, who anytime he touches the ball, he could break off a 15, 20-yard catch. And instead, he's going to take a deep shot to Noah Fant in double coverage. It's more about Drew is just not – he's still a one-read quarterback. He locks in on guys. So I'm with you. I mean, the weapons they have there, like Jerry Jeudy, some are saying he's the best route runner in the league, and he's a rookie. Noah Fant, one of the best tight ends in the league. So I like all the weapons around him, and this was a big year for Drew, and he has not lived up to expectations. So a couple weeks here, he could flip the narrative on him. So I like that it's 3.5. I'll take that number.
Simon, this is the last game in the early slate, the Chiefs, the Dolphins. We have not walked into the Hornets' nest. We have not made our big balls bet of the week.
This is 100% the Hornets nest game this week. We're
That's why I
walking
bring
to
it up.
walking into Hornets and taking the Dolphins here, but we have to take them.
We're walking into the Hornets' nest.
The last week I was enraged when I saw that Tua was going to start because I had a decent amount of money on Miami. I had them in our competition for us too, and I switched them out because I'm an idiot for the Eagles.
Yep.
Tua is not good. He makes so many mistakes that he's a rookie. I can't fault him. Like, people want him to come out and be like Herbert. We saw Herbert happen last week. He had a rookie week where you just have a complete meltdown. That's always going to be the scary part of playing Miami. But this is such a great play here where the Chiefs just played a really tough divisional game, now traveling across country down to Florida to play the Dolphins. And the Dolphins are catching 7.5. And it's a little telling where the sportsbook are saying the Dolphins aren't as good as people think they are. And this is a big number for a team that's going to be making the playoffs in the Dolphins. But I'll take it. I might be the public side taking the Dolphins this week, but I'll take it at 7.5.
Well, you're not right now. Like right now, the money and the bets are coming in on the Chiefs. But I agree with you. Like, this is too big of a number for a team that, other than Tua, is basically fundamentally sound. And they play the kind of defense, I think, that can match up pretty well with the Chiefs. And so I do want to see, I'm excited to see this game. It
Me
is a
too.
Hornets Nest game because you do have to sort of really decide, okay, I'm okay with Tua. And to me, it's about Brian Flores. Like, I think he's going to make the right coaching decisions and put together the kind of game plan, especially defensively, that can give Patrick Mahomes a little bit of trouble. We saw it against the Broncos. We've seen it twice against the Raiders. Like, the Chiefs can be taken out of their rhythm a little bit. And the Dolphins, I think, have the kind of defense that can do that. Also, look, I'm going to like a team that is, a 7.5 point home underdog. It's the definition of gross to go with a
Yeah.
7.5 point home underdog that is going against the Super Bowl champs. But, like, they're a playoff team. It's not like they're the Dolphins of 2 years ago. 2 years ago, if this game had been 17.5, I would have taken the Dolphins. So now they're a playoff team at 7.5. I've got to take the Dolphins.
Yeah, and like you just said, their defense does exactly what Chiefs do well. So they have a great secondary. Hopefully, the Dolphins, they like to run the ball, and they got healthy guys back now in that offense. So like we were just saying, if they can control this clock and have a couple 3-and-outs for the Chiefs, love this number, 7.5.
Love it. That is the Hornets' Nest.